let's get to the pick six. Troy Renck with us on the sports show, and as usual, giving us incredible insight. And now the question, today's question, I wonder who came up with this in our pick six.
3, 2, 1. Yeah.
To be revealed to all of us. And I'll go first so you can have time to think about it. 6 passwords you should never use, and I think you know why we're talking about this. The Houston Astros, Lou Now,
Jeff Lunau, their GM,
denied that he used any passwords that he had with the Cardinals, and the speculation was that the St. Louis Cardinals, probably IT guys, lower level executives. Wouldn't you agree with that?
Yeah.
Yeah, they all lived in a
well,
house.
some type of scouting thing, because they were in Jupiter, so they were not important enough to be at spring training. But
yeah,
you hope it didn't involve higher.
They all lived in the same house, so that means a bunch of guys getting together. They have too much. So, what passwords? Because we all tend to. There's a tendency by people to put in something like your daughter's birthday or something. Woody's pick 6. Number 6 on my list of passwords you don't use. Woody Paige 69. I turn 69 next week. So I'm going to try not to use that one because people go, I'll go to his AOL account and put in his name and his age. Or
his AOL account. That would give away your age. They would guess it.
Number 5 on my list of passwords I'll never use, Mayweather 48-0. I just don't want to use it. I don't want Floyd Mayweather anywhere near my computer in any form or fashion. Number 4 on my list would be RockiesLose Tacos. I am so tired when they're losing 11-2. I go, only 8 more runs till we get tacos. So, how many games so far? 66. They played 62, 63 or 64 games, and people have gotten that taco deal with. About 4 or 5 times, maybe.
It was so bad in 2012. I said if they scored 7 runs on the road, that each fan got its own Taco Bell franchise.
And number 3, I once stayed in one of those really cheap motel chains when I went spring training in Florida. And the guy said, "You want to join our club?" I said, "If I stay here for 7 nights, do I get to stay at a real hotel on the 8th night? Is that my reward?" Number 3 on my list, 1, 2, 3, 4. Whenever they give you a password at places, they go, "Well, we'll start you out a bank.
Right.
Your ATM card is 1, 2, 3, 4." Oh, that's really imaginative. Nobody would ever, go up to the ATM machine and go,
1, 2, 3.
"I think I'll try 1, 2, 3, 4," and you get in. So don't do that. Piece of advice. Number 2, JohnnylDiotFace. Because even though he says he's not Idiot Face or Johnny Football anymore, he's Idiot Face. He's still showing up. You know what I didn't say earlier? He goes, "I'm matured." He shows up at basketball games and gets into it with people at golf tournaments. And, he's at a WWE Raw, sitting up there with some kind of drink in his hands. Really, stay home. Just stay home for 2 months. How tough is that?
I think it's really tough for him. There's a gravitational pull to the social life with him that's crazy.
And number 1 on my is POTUS 1. Do you know what that means?
President of the United States won.
I wouldn't take the presidents. I think you'd get into trouble. You think the FBI is investigating the Cardinals? They'd be at your front door tomorrow if you're POTUS 1, President of the United States. Here's Troy's.
Yeah, I had a little fun with this. Username. You just repeat what it says and you just type it back in. Yeah. Username.
I told him you weren't in here that when I was in high school, I got a sweater and I had monogram put up on it, the word monogram. And people go, "Oh, it's a monogram sweater." That's like username.
Johnny Knoxville's friend Steve-O he lost a bet and it says on his buttocks, "My name here." It's pretty fun.
Yeah, number 5.
So it's like username. Password. That's another one. Anytime IT guys help you out, I'll just give you a password. What is it? Password? Ooh, you guys work in IT, right? Okay, moving on.
Yeah. Get a house in Jupiter, on Jupiter.
Forgot password, because that's the other thing they always ask you. I've always thought I should change my password to forgot password, then I would stop forgetting it.
You're right.
Because I forget it all the time. I'm trying to think the other day. I bet I have like 30 functioning passwords, and I usually write them down, but the only ones I write now, and I always try to remember, I log on for my computer, my email, and my time card. Those are the only 3 I worry about anymore.
And you know what happens with that is whenever I forget it, and they'll go, "You want to change your password?" So I'll put in a password that I kind of want, and it'll go, "You can't use that one.
Yeah, you've already
You were
used
using it."
that one. It says,
"Well, why do I have to change this?"
it says give a hint. It says give a hint, and I said, and one of them was like, your dog, family dog, and I enter that back in. It's like it's denied. I'm like, how do they know my family dog? Come on, did they change?
You
my
don't know your dog's name?
I do, but I'm thinking maybe my dog had a nickname that I didn't know of. Like they know the family dog. They had him before we did.
Nope.
No I in team, but there is an M-E in team.
I thought that was a nickname for Nolin
Arenado? No, there's no. It's supposed to be a capital I, so it's no
Okay.
I in team, but there's a me. I like that one. I like that one fits the selfish athlete.
Yeah, okay, all right.
He's like, what?
not
It
your
looks like
best
gibberish.
ever.
Okay,
Yeah.
moving on. Just the letter I 6 times. Just make it about you. When you think password, you think about yourself.
Except there's no I in password, but there's an I in your password.
There's not an I in forgotten password
Do you ever
either.
forget, though? I've had passwords where it would be four ones or 4 I's, and I failed to remember whether it's 3 or 4 or 5. And so I'm going through them all. So the problem is there you go. How many I's did I put up? Let's go to your number 1.
Number 1 on today's list, smartest guy in baseball, Jeff Luhnow. That was obvious. That's how they hacked in. Smartest guy. The backstory to that is there was so much friction there in that front office. The employees in St. Louis, a lot of them couldn't stand Luhnow, felt he took credit for way too many drafts for the Cardinal way. So there was clear disappointment clear anger, and that this whole idea was they wanted to embarrass him.
And that's what they did.
But they could change the way from, instead of Cardinal way, it's probably going to be the Cardinal way in now. That's going to be the new saying for the Cardinals.
Oh, that's
So,
good.
Hacker night, we got a lot of possibilities.
I thought card tricks. I thought, what did I have? Another one. So ground control is what his new one is. I must ask you, how do you think that's going to turn out? What do you think happens to Cardinals?
I believe the focus will turn to about two guys. It's going to be like 2 guys, some type of scout type players, and then it won't. I hope it doesn't go to Mozeliak. I'm not going to lie. I'm a fan of John Mozeliak, the general manager who's from Boulder Fairview High School, Colorado roots. I would hope he didn't have knowledge of this. I just can't imagine he would. But that it's going to focus on a couple of guys. One's going to rat one out, and somebody's going to serve some short time for this.
Pick 6 is brought to you by Davidson's Liquors. Fans of the sports show can get $10 off any online order. Think about this, of $50 or more, so it costs you $40. Already their discounted liquor price is incredible. Just go to davidsonsliquors.com using the promo code SPORTSHOW10. This offer is good for online orders only, which can be delivered. How good is that? Or picked up in the store. So you go there and it's ready for you. You don't have to wander around. It's available at davidsonsdenver.com. Use the coupon code SPORTSHOW10.